All right, it's gonna be a quick and short, simple video. I'm waiting on the trade, and I'll show you guys that this is an actual funded account. I was up $69 the first day, down 156. Volatility was crazy. I got stuck in this jam this morning. Um, my analysis was we broke. Don't mind me. We broke. We held, and when we broke and held, we also came back down. But yeah, this anytime we have a break of structure, that's exactly what I'm looking for. You know, it's unfortunate that that happened, but it is what it is. So when it comes down to it, you just got to take your losses. I really didn't want to take a $156 loss. But I did. I only did one contract, right? And it's just to show you when volatility or the spread is high that there's a possible um there's a possibility that you may lose more than what and it is what it is, for this guy. Um, my biggest thing is show you fund it. We're down. Technically, I'm down. If I was up $69, let me do the math real quick. It's on for yo. I was so upset. 25, so 69 minus 24.88, 480. $184.20. So I was actually down way more than that. But on my account summary, positions, it should have told me right here. When I last looked, it said $156. So the fact that I was actually down more than that, come on, Trading View. Come on, man. It made me upset. But what I did is I didn't go back in and trade. Um, I told myself I was just gonna wait. What we are gonna do is, and I've also been hearing about some things with TradingView. If you've been experiencing like delays and stuff like that, and you bought a bunch of data, guess what? It's a possibility that that stuff that's going on with TradingView is you know, going to have some mishaps and you might lose out. So maybe wait. Sometimes it's okay to miss out on trades. If you miss 2 or 3 days, it's okay. You could just practice. Money is always going to be here. I think when we are too quick to want to always trade every day, guess what? We end up losing more. You got to have some psychology and let yourself know that it's okay if I don't trade every day. Sorry about the noise in the background. It's my folks. Hopefully, we get a strong rejection here. We are still in an uptrend. Um, we took out a lot of internal lows, and because I monitor on the 15 minute, I was not able to see that on the higher time frames. Those internal lows came from lower time frames, and it's okay. It's understandably okay. I'm fine with it, right? Um, right now, this is what we're doing. This seems to be. Make sure. Let me see. Okay, so failed, whatever. It's not letting me create they just do too much. I swear. Number one platform. We haven't even got up to this point. And when we are hitting a POI, you also can trade up into those POIs or you can trade down into them. That's a little extra bread, a little technique for y'all. But as soon as we are reacting off of, let's see, we are reacting off of this fair value gap from the weekly. I'm expecting an uptrend until we get to this point right here. This is a daily fair value gap, bearish. But yeah, it's so unfortunate that that happened. And it is what it is. This is a premium portion. That makes sense. So if we trade up into that, we expect a little put a good push to the downside. But as of right now, we are in the uptrend. As you can see on the 4 hour, we're still in the uptrend. Had a little bit of mishap. So right now, if I were to trade, let me just delete this. I'll be waiting for this part right here, which is also overlap with a 30 minute. So that's what I'm monitoring. My goal is to get my money back because it's trading view said $156. I remember it to a T, but they took the $69 that I made plus plus that 156. So I'm technically down $30 more than what they were talking about, and that's 184.20. And it is what it is. My goal is to get $300. And then the next couple of days, what we'll do is we'll just slowly build because I'm only on this account, I'm only doing a small amount. I'm not looking for a high amount when it comes to taking my profit, right? Slow compounding, not trying to go crazy. I am still a student. I'm still learning and there's a lot to learn, but I also appreciate, my discipline, learning to take my losses like a man, come back fighting and swinging the next day. But that's what we're going to do. This what concludes for this video. I'm not going to show myself trading because I never know. We might hit the zone, and guess what? We might not get any reaction. We might continue to go through, break these lows, or we might push up. This might create a gap, and then boom, if we don't push even higher or close higher, guess what? We're headed right back down. So it's a patient game, and I don't feel like all of that needs to be filmed, but I am being very transparent in what happened. My trades, I haven't really posted videos. I've done 20 videos, but I haven't posted one video. I'm a perfectionist, and sometimes I just need to get out of my head and just make sure that I am truly getting these videos out consistently. Matter if I'm trading or not, if I'm just showing my analysis and my thinking process during certain trades. All right, y'all be easy. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. That helps me get into the algorithm and stay in the algorithm. And then later on, people can look at my mistakes and look at anything else they may say. Hey, you're doing this wrong, X, Y, and Z. I'm open to things, not too much. Take everything with a grain of salt so that I do not get overwhelmed with information. All right, everybody. All right, real quick. So I want to show a trade that I got into. If you're experiencing any problems with TradingView, make sure that you either send them a support ticket or something. But I noticed when I put my stop loss right above break even, and it's the reason why I got stopped out of the trade. I put my stop loss right above break even, and first and foremost, the stop loss just completely disappeared. And then I was down a dollar minus $1.50, which didn't make absolutely any sense. I should have gained like $5, maybe even $6. So if you notice you're having like little issues with that, make sure you send a screenshot. Even do it in a little video. Go back and try to see if you can go on a trade. Don't go on your real account. Just do it like a paper trade to see if it's doing the same thing. Because this new update, I've been hearing a lot of things that people have been having problems with TradingView because of the new update. But I'm gonna show you guys this trade that I went into, and we are now up. I made $68.20. Yeah, probably like that's not a lot. I know people would make thousands of dollars. Look, slow grind. I'm not really looking to put on a bunch of, you know, money at this point. Like I have the ability to make 2,000, $1,500, $2,000. But no, we want to get this account back over 25. So I'm probably down like 120 bucks. But if we look at this trade, what I did was we broke above here, right? And this is where this white line, as we broke and held on this long, nice candle, I said, you know what? This is a sign that we could potentially be going towards the upside. We already are in the right direction for upside. So as this candle, closed, I got in on this candle. We shot up. We created this gap. I could have waited, but I noticed that we just kept going up, and my stop loss was like right over here. So even if we had come down, I would have had no problem just being patient. But then I had that trouble with trading views, so I said, you know what? I'm gonna go back in, but I need a little bit more confluences. So as we held above here, I got in, we shot up, we created all this gap. And if you look on the 5 minute, it shows a better structure. We literally we broke this high, broke that high. First we swept this low. That was like the most current low that we had. And then we broke that high. As we broke that high, we created these gaps, which is great. So if price does come down, this is our range. Boom. We could also look for another play right in this area. Sometimes price reacts within a short premium, uh, in a short premium time frame, depending on the higher time frame. There might be something within the higher time frame that is pushing price in that direction. But if I were to look for a safer trade on this 5 minute, I would be looking for right here. Plus, if we go to the 1 hour hasn't finished yet. We have 29 minutes. Sometimes it's good to let those candles finish because if you get retracement and you're in a trade, sometimes that retracement is going all the way back to a level within the range and then you get stopped out, right? So you want to make sure that you let candles finish to see if they're closing above a high or low. And if they are, then you can determine if, price is going to do what your analysis is based on. We're not really forming a gap, but we could be chasing that high most likely. I am not going to be in this trade. It would be nice. I will set an alert just in case if we hit this level right here. I'll put a nice little alert right there. What we did the first time, which made me want to get in this trade, is we tapped right here. If you can see it, and it's very, very, very small. See this? We tapped into this 15-minute gap, and then we went up. We broke. So that's the reason why I took the first trade. I could have stayed in that trade. I could have actually been up like $100 or even more, maybe even $120. But I'm not looking to worry about anything that happened. It is what it is. Trading View, please get your platform right, um, because I'm not the only one experiencing like these weird things. Honestly, you have to expect this, right? You have to expect that no platform is perfect. The most trading platform, the most viewing chart platform, never perfect. When they're doing updates to fix things, but sometimes those updates create little bugs that they have to go back in. I'm in tech, so I understand this and I have a little bit more patience. It is frustrating at times because I would have stayed in this trade and look where I got out. This, if we're talking about a long position, let me see. So if we're talking about, look at that. So long, got it right there. Sorry about the noise. I always apologize because I have kids and they are just loud. But we got up. That's a 3-1 automatically. We were at like 28 or something. So if I went in here and said 24,889, we were risking only $125, which is still a lot. And boom, we would be up probably like $200, 200 plus, which is good. But look what price is doing. Shooting down, we're getting into this area right here, and we will see. But that's it for me. You guys be easy. Make sure that you grab your money and go. Don't worry about the little losses. If you get stopped out, make sure that your stop loss got you something that you end in the green. Okay. That's it for me. That's the New Balance 24,953. We're looking to get at least a cool $100, maybe tomorrow. The Fridays are very tricky because the market likes to kind of go in shambles before they end. But if so, we'll see what the market does before we trade. Have a good day.